Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we are learning about vectors. So what is a vector? Vector is a collection value indexed by contiguous integers. So first let us see how to define a vector. So you just need to give vector and the values which you want to give in the vector. I'm giving 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And my vector is defined. If I want to create the vector of a particular type, I'll give vector of and the type, let me give integer and I'll give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the vector of integer is created. So while working with vectors, some of the functions come really handy. So they are nth, get, conch, pop and subvector. So let's see into some of that functions. But first let me define a vector variable. So I'll give the def of, let me say, vec1 and I'll define it as a vector of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 as earlier. So now my vector 1, that is vec1, is defined. So let us see some of the functions now. So let me see the nth function first. So nth, I'll specify the vec1, that is my vector variable. Then I'll specify the index value which I want to retrieve the value. So let me give 2. So it will give me 3 because the numbering will start from 0, 1, 2, 3 like in any other language. So let's see into the get function. So get function also works similar to the nth function but a little bit different. So let me see get and then vec1 and I'll give the variable which is let's see 3. I'll get 4. So the difference between the nth and the get function is whenever you do get vec1 and I'll give some random number 8, I should get nil because there is nothing in the 8th position of that factor. But whereas when I give the nth function in vec1, the same variable and the 8th position again, I'll get array index out of bound. So this is the basic difference between the nth and the get function. So get function doesn't throw any error if the value doesn't exist in that index position, whereas the nth function directly throws you an error saying that the index out of bound exception. So it's an exception. So next function we are going to look into is conch, C-O-N-G, conch, and I'll give the vector variable and then I'll specify the number, let me say 6 because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in our vector. So it will give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you don't want to remember how long is your array, then if you only want to pop out the last element which is in your vector, so you just need to use the pop function, pop, and I'll give the vector variable name. It will give me 1, 2, 3, 4. But if I'll only type vec1, I'll again get the value of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because the pop and the conch function do not tend to change the value of the original vector variable, that is vec1, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in it. So now let's see how the subvector function works. So you have to give subvec and you have to give the vector name and you have to give the start value and the end value. Array index out of bound because maybe we don't have the index value 6. So of course we don't have the index value 6 because I only give the value till 5. So let me give subvector of 2 and 4. Unsupported operation exception count. Okay, I forgot to give the vector value, so let me give vec1. So here you go, we'll get the value. The exception which you will get are very straightforward to read and understand. So the exception which I got was unsupported operation exception, count not supported on this type. Because I didn't specify the variable, that is the vector variable, it directly takes the first parameter which I pass as the vector variable. That's why it was throwing an exception. It is really easy to understand when you are working, and the exceptions are really easy. So these are the functions which comes in handy while you are working with vectors. So that's it for today. See you in the next video, guys.